Flutter manages its screens in a navigation stack. So when a Flutter application launches, the home screen or the main screen of the application gets placed in the stack and it becomes visible since it is on the top of the stack. And when we tell Flutter to show another screen, then it places that screen on top of the previous screen and the new screen becomes visible. And in the same way, we can add as many screens as we want and it will place it at the top of the previous screen. And when we ask Flutter to remove a screen from display, it pops out that screen from the navigation stack and the screen which was below that screen becomes visible. We have 3 ways to tell Flutter what screen to push into the stack. The first way is called anonymous routing. So in a Flutter application, we have a navigator class globally available, and this class has a static function that is push, and through this we push a widget. Here you can see we have this card screen widget, and this card screen widget gets pushed onto the navigation stack and becomes visible. The next way of routing in Flutter is named routing. So in the navigator class, we have a push named function, and through this push named function, we give Flutter a name, and Flutter pushes the widget which is associated with this name into the navigation stack, and that widget becomes visible on a new screen. This is similar to routing in websites. For example, if we go to, let's say, facebook.com/login, then it will take us to the login page of Facebook. So we are doing the same thing here. We are giving Flutter a name and it is showing the widget associated with that name. Now, how do we specify which name will be connected with which widget? So to do that, we have a routes parameter available in the material app widget, and this routes parameter accepts a map, and the key of the map is going to be the name that we are going to tell Flutter to push. And the value is going to be a function which will return a widget. In this case, you can see for the card screen name, we have returned a card screen widget. The next type of routing that we have is generated routing. I would say this is the preferred way of routing in Flutter because it provides a few more flexibilities in the way we want to show the screens. In generated routing, we have a function that accepts a route settings object as a parameter. This route settings object has 2 important data. First is the name of the route, and second is any variable data that needs to be passed on to the next screen. Or this data can also be used to determine which screen to show. You can see in this code example that when the home route is hit, we are calling a getHomeScreen function that takes the variable data and returns a widget based on the data the variable holds. But who calls this generate route function? The material app widget calls it. Material app class has an argument on generate route which takes a function as a parameter, and whenever we push a named route through the navigator, then the material app calls the function that we passed to it. In this case, it is the generate route function.